Today's insane, isn't it? You may notice some drawing on here. My wife did that. Shadow decided I needed to carry him while I was watching the game, so I called her in and I said, "Look, can you take some notes for me?" And she drew all that crap. And I was like, "Okay, all right, well, those are apparently speed lines for a jumping cat and speed lines for a zooming red wing. So there you go. It's not my penmanship, so you guys know I didn't do it. All right, let's go ahead and get into this. And today is just ridiculous. Can I just say, today is the most ridiculous day of hockey ever. I'm going to go out on a limb and say ever. Got a board down here for a game that started at noon, and it's going to end at around 11 o'clock tonight. All right. So reverse retro Panthers, which was weird because they're the road team, and the home team, which has a white reverse retro, didn't wear them. I think Detroit missed an opportunity here. To which Detroit fans will say, it's okay, they don't need to wear those reverse retros at all. We really won't say anything if they don't. So it was Bobrovsky versus Bernier, and Jonathan Bernier, who came in relief after Greiss got shelled in the last game. Bernier is a very good goaltender. I know, it really, crazy for me to say that, but he is a very good goaltender. He's very much underrated in the NHL, and tonight kind of shows it. So the shots were 2-1 for the Wings, 4 minutes in. Icing for the Panthers at 5:57 was suspect, and I say that because it didn't look like it should have been called icing, but those plays happen in game. Usually you'll see that a couple of times where you'll be like, hey, that wasn't icing, and then they'll actually have to face off the center ice. Usually somebody will say, yeah, that was, sorry, my bad. And then I had to laugh. So Mickey Redmond being Mickey Redmond tonight, of course. So Mickey Redmond being Mickey Redmond, a lot of chat about things going on in the hockey world, and a lot of chat about Russians. So one of the Russian coaches passed away recently, so we're talking a lot about the Russian Five. And then they were talking as well about the rebuild and how the rebuild's going and who's been fired from other teams during rebuilds. And he said, well, they're all going to get fired. It's just a matter of when. And I thought, that's the most honest thing I've heard since Roger Nielsen said coaches are hired in order to be fired. So, yeah, Mickey was pretty spot on when it comes to job security. Almost every single case of a coach or a GM, they get hired and then they get fired. Shots were 4 apiece at the half. Detroit was playing much, much better against Florida than they did in the last game. Panthers get a power play, but they scored on it. Wenberg from Duclair and Vetrano at 14:43. Very nice goal. And to Detroit's credit, they didn't panic. They didn't have the reaction Detroit might have had, say, last season. This is why I know the win-loss record isn't a whole lot better. I know it's not an encouraging picture for right now if you're a Detroit fan, but I do think things are better. Just doesn't show on the score sheet yet. Yandel then takes a penalty that gives the Wings a power play. Their power play, 7% coming into today. 30th in the NHL, because I believe it's Minnesota's that's worse. Anyway, I think they're at 6.7% coming into today. So the Wings 0 for their last 35 power plays. And they had no shots. Despite having good puck control, there's just no confidence in the power play. There's none. So take a shot. Shoot. Take a shot. Maybe if there were enough fans in attendance in Detroit, maybe that'd make a difference. I don't think so, though. Then there was last moment save for Bernier. And that's one of those ones that would go in a game Detroit loses. That's one of those ones, last moment, it goes in. Well, that happens. Second period, Gudas had a chance that was held by Bernier. Better game by the Wings, as I said, so far. Larkin had a chance that was caught by Bobrovsky, and it was almost 5 minutes into the period before the Wings got their first shot. But they're not giving up a lot. They're not letting Florida use their speed and their skill like they did in the last game. And then Mickey was all about Fedorov stories, the 5, and Russian stories today, and very entertaining. Honestly, I put right up here, I need to sit down with Mickey. Someday when the whole pandemic thing's over and borders open up, I would love to sit down with Mickey Redmond and just spend an hour listening to his stories from around the hockey world. He is the most fascinating of the color commentators in the National Hockey League. And I'm including some really great guys in there, but Mickey's the guy. Mantha then had a chance that went off Bobrovsky's arm. Duclair had a break that was defended well by Merrill. And some good back and forth action. And then Nemeth scores his first of the season from Juice and Glendenning at 10 minutes and 9 seconds. Bar down, his first goal in 71 games. It's been a while since he had a goal. Momentum had shifted to Detroit. And then they talked about the fans. So at the Tahoe game, which we'll talk about sometime next week when the game happens, maybe they can play both games at the same time tomorrow. It just one team plays half of the first period, and you just have Boston and Vegas on one side and Philadelphia and Colorado on the other. I don't care. You can call it the Forsberg team, but like it was interesting because during the abbreviated game we had there, you could see a Wings fan was there with his Wings gear on. So Detroit Red Wings fan shows up to a Vegas versus Colorado game in Tahoe, and so they talked about it because hey, represent your team. And they talked about how Detroit was America's team for a long time there. They're not considered America's team anymore. That's called bandwagon jumping. Anyways, Panthers pressure with around 8 minutes left. Stahl had a wraparound. There was no wing there to put it home, though. The puck comes out in front of the net. Just nobody there to put it in. So many chances and near misses, which is a storyline of every Detroit game all year. Hronek had a chance that was stopped. He still does not have a goal yet this year. Pressure leads to a Wings power play. Really strong penalty kill by the Panthers there, though. The Wings power play is still powerless. However, before the period's over, he did it. Brome gets a goal. There it is, underlined numerous times with exclamation marks. Larkin with the assist at 17:27. The amazing thing is he gets the goal and then kind of forgets anything else that's going on. Almost decapitated Larkin on the play. Like, you could tell this has been weighing on him. This is 18 games. He finally gets a goal. He's finally on the score sheet. Thank God. And my first concern was, oh, please don't let it be an offside goal. Please don't let there be a goaltender interference. Please don't let there be some reason why, or just, sorry, the NHL called you're not allowed to have a goal, so we're taking it back. Bernier then with a huge save on Forsling. I don't know where Forsling's offense there came from, but it was a nice chance for him. And the Panthers get a late power play. So we go to the third. So the Panthers coming off that late power play, they had some early chances in the third period. Bobrovsky stopped a chance for Merrill. Some pretty wide open play and few whistles, which benefits the team with the lead. Verhaeghe had a chance that went high. And then they did a recap of Brome's many chances at the net and all these opportunities that wouldn't go in until today when one finally does. Good story. It's a good story. Larkin had a shot that was gloved. A solid first half for the Wings. Barkov with a hit on Larkin. He exited. The Wings were unhappy with that check. Mantha was unhappy with that check. And then they looked at it, and it was, I don't know how to put it other than it was kind of a hip into the knee area. It was one of those ones where it was a late hit, but again, I understood why Mantha was upset. The Wings were upset. It's not really a disciplinary thing, though. I don't think. So the Panthers emerged from all that with a power play. It was actually Larkin that was getting a penalty shortly thereafter. Bernier then robs Verhaeghe. Things get kind of scrummy, as expected, with that kind of emotion starting to prop up. The Wings, I thought at that point, were kind of guilty of hanging on as well, kind of playing a little bit of a trap and maybe giving Florida too many opportunities. Things get scrummy again with 5.5 minutes left. And then Mantha with a goal post on a breakaway, and that would have clinched it. So the goaltender gets pulled with 1 minute and 45 seconds left, which was popular tonight. Around that time is where the goaltenders are getting pulled. 1 minute and 45 goaltenders pulled on a few games that I've got on the other board. So the Wings ice it with 50 seconds left, and the Panthers almost made him pay for it, especially in the last 30 seconds. They had really heavy pressure on the net, could not tie it. The Wings, they win this one 2-1. The Panthers dropped to 11-3-2. For Detroit, they're 5-12-3. Bernier, Brome, and Nemeth are your 3 stars. Brome's the second star of the game. Kudos to the kid for getting his first goal. Shots were 9-5 Florida in the first, 14-13 Florida in the second, and then in the third, like I said, it felt like they were getting a little too much there, and Detroit was kind of lucky that Bernier was as good as he was. 16-9 were the shots in the third in favor of Florida. 39-27 overall. Power plays, Florida 1 for 3. Detroit 0 for 2. Bobrovsky saves 25 out of 27. He played well. Didn't have the goal support. Bernier, 38 saves on 39 shots. So, way to go, Jonathan Bernier. Good job, Red Wings. Got to root for the underdogs here and there. And for Detroit, they were kind of the ultimate underdog today. And they emerged with a victory. So, playing spoiler well. Let me know your thoughts regarding this game in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. If you're browsing your way through, you just happened upon this video, and there's a lot of videos yet to come today. So thank you guys so much for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.